When the stars went out 50 years ago, we learned to live in the dark. Silence became our only companion. My name is Nova. I've never seen a star. The old ones say the sky used to be full of light. I don't believe them. Life goes on in the shadows. We trade for what we need, we check our fences, and we try not to look up. There's nothing there. But Elder Saul? He's different. He's one of the last who remembers the before time. He still looks for them. He says they were beautiful, thousands of them. He says you could wish on them, as if the universe cared about our wishes. They're gone, Soul. Maybe they were never there. Hope is just a slow way to die in a world this cold. I left him there with his ghosts, but for a second, I thought I saw something, a glitch in the darkness. I sat on the ridge that night, alone, wishing I could believe his stories, wishing for just one spark. Then it happened. A point of light, growing brighter, falling from the void. A scream of fire in the silence. It hit the earth like a hammer. I didn't think. I didn't doubt. I just ran. I ran toward the light. In the center of the smoke, something was waiting. It wasn't a rock. It was someone. A being made of starlight. It spoke without a voice. A vibration in my mind. It called itself the last of the fallen. A star that couldn't stay up. It was fading, dying again. It reached out, and for the first time in my life, I felt the warmth of a sun. The light flowed into me, a gift, a burden. It gave me everything it had left, the power to see in the dark. It was gone, dissolved into the dust, but the light stayed. It was inside me now, a star that wouldn't go out. I stumbled back at dawn. Soul was there. He didn't need to ask. He saw the light. He saw the miracle. But miracles attract wolves. The collector felt it. She spent her life hoarding the old world. Now she wanted the new light. You, she said. You have it. Light is a dangerous thing, girl. Give it to me before it burns this whole village down. Saul didn't hesitate. He's waited 50 years for this light. He wasn't going to let it be buried again. Not while he still breathed. I used to think the stars were a lie, a story to make the dark feel smaller. But now I know the truth. I am the star now, and I am not going out. The dying ends today. To be continued. Last time, I became something I don't understand. Now everyone wants what's inside me, and I don't know who to trust. The village isn't safe anymore. The collector's hunters are everywhere, circling like wolves in the eternal night. Elder Saul, what's happening to me? It's getting brighter. It feels like it's breathing. Soul says it's not just light. It's life. A piece of the star living inside me. He says I'm connected now. Connected to what? To the others, he says. The ones who fell before. The ones who didn't let the light fade. Saul saw one fall 50 years ago, but he was too afraid to touch it. He's lived with that regret in the dark ever since. Suddenly, the light flared. It wasn't just a glow anymore. It was a bridge. Images started flashing in my mind. Other places, other people. I saw them. People I've never met, in places I've never been. All of them carrying a spark of the fallen stars. Like me, a voice whispered in the silence. You're not alone. We're gathering. Find us. It felt like a command, like a destiny. I saw a place, an old observatory on a mountain peak, faded stars painted on its dome. I knew I had to go there. I'm going to the observatory, Saul. I'll travel at night. If the dark is our enemy, I'll use the light to find my way. Saul gave me his mother's pendant, a stone star, a piece of hope from a time when the sky wasn't empty. I'll bring it back to the light. I left the village while it slept, past the guards, into the endless dark. For the first time, the void didn't feel so lonely. The world is so much bigger in the dark. No landmarks, no stars, just the steady hum of the light beneath my skin. I camped in the ruins of the old world, listening to the silence. But in my dreams, the others were still calling. They were moving too. Hurry, the voice said. The collector knows. She's following. I looked back, and in the distance, I saw the dust of riders. There was no time to hide. I had to run. They were faster, their horses eating up the distance I'd fought for. I could see it. The observatory. So close, yet a world away. I could feel the others there, waiting for me, joining their lights. They were going to catch me. I had one choice, a dangerous, desperate idea. If this light is power, I had to use it. I pointed my hand and let go. The light didn't just glow, it screamed, a blast of pure energy that shattered the earth. Chaos took them. I didn't wait to see if they survived. I just ran harder. Every breath of fire, every step a promise. I reached the summit. My hand was dimming, my strength spent. But as the doors groaned open, I wasn't alone anymore. The ones from my visions, they were there, waiting. A gathering of fallen stars, ready to turn the night back into day. I never believed in stars, but now I've found a whole sky of them. You made it, they said. Welcome home. The hunt is far from over, but for the first time in 50 years, the dark has something to fear, to be continued. Last time I found others like me. Now we're together, but I don't know if that makes us stronger or just easier to find. I stepped inside, and the world changed. It wasn't just a building, it was a cathedral of light. 6 strangers, all waiting for me. Welcome, she said. Her name was Kira. She was the anchor. We felt you coming, she told me, as if my light was a signal they'd been tracking. Then there was Dorn, whose eyes burned with starlight, and Pella, a child who played with light like it was a toy. I wasn't the only one. Riven, Senna, and Wisp. Each of them caught a star. Each of them survived the dying. We were the remnant of a sky that had fallen. You're all like me. For 50 years, I thought Saul's stories were just fairy tales. But you're the proof. The stars didn't die. They just moved. Kira nodded. We're the ones who survived the touch, she said. The stars have been falling for 50 years, searching for a place to land. Senna spoke then, her voice heavy with grief. The light is a gift, but it's also a burden. Some couldn't carry it. They burned out. The word echoed in my mind. I looked at my hand and felt the heat. Was I strong enough? Or was I just the next one to fade? They led me deeper into the observatory, to the rooms where the old ones watched the sky. Dorn showed me the maps they used to keep. 50 years ago, the stars started going dark, one by one, until none were left. But Wisp says they didn't die. They were pulled. Something in this world pulled them down. Something that hates the light. And Wisp says the Collector knows exactly what it is. She was there when it started. She's been hunting the fallen stars ever since, not to destroy us, but to contain us, to hide the light. She believes the light attracts something worse than the dark. A shadow, bigger than the sky, that feeds on the stars. Pella whispered about a dream she had, a shadow that reaches for the light. Maybe the Collector is right. Maybe we're just bait. The floor shook, a roar of fire and steel. Dorn ran to the window. She's here, he shouted. The Collector didn't come alone. She brought an army. We were surrounded. A sea of torches in the eternal night. The Collector's voice echoed through the dome, cold and amplified. I know you're in there, all 7 of you. Come out. Give me the light, and I'll let you live. Refuse, and I'll bury this mountain. Kira wanted to run. But where? She'll follow us forever. If we leave this place, we're just 7 flickering candles in a hurricane. We were cornered, trapped in a tomb of memory. I stepped toward the door. I'll go, I said. I'll give her my light if it saves the rest of you. I didn't want to be a star. I just wanted to survive. But Kira grabbed my arm. No, she said. If she takes one, she'll want them all. Then Wisp spoke, his voice raspy like dry leaves. The telescope, he said. It's not just for watching. It can focus light. Send it somewhere. If we combine our light, focus it through the lenses, we could send a signal, a message to whatever is still out there. We're here. We remember. Will that stop her? I asked. Kira looked at me, her eyes reflecting the collective glow. No, she said, but it might give the stars a reason to come back. The wood splintered. The metal groaned. They were inside, but we weren't running anymore. We were ready. We were one. We joined our hands, and the world went white. The light didn't just glow, it screamed. A signal to the void, a promise to the night. The dying ends today, because even in the dark, the stars still remember how to shine, to be continued. Last time, we made a plan. Send a signal, tell the stars we're here, but the collector doesn't wait, and neither does the dark. The breach was sudden, a scream of steel against stone. They didn't come to talk anymore. They came to take what they believe is theirs. Dorn and Riven held the line, light clashing against iron. Wisp became a ghost in the shadows, a blur of amber energy that left the soldiers grasping at air. "Nova! The telescope! Now!" Kira's voice cut through the noise like a blade. We only had one shot at this. I ran. I didn't look back. I pulled the others with me, moving toward the only hope we had left in this starless world. The collector entered. She didn't draw a weapon. She just watched us, her eyes heavy with a warning I didn't understand yet. "You're wasting your light," she said. "It's not for us," I shouted back. "It's for them, for the memory of what we were, for the hope of what we could be again." One by one, they joined me. 7 hands, 7 lights, 7 survivors. We weren't strangers anymore. We were a single, pulsing heartbeat. For the first time, I saw it. Fear, not of us, but of the light itself. "No," she whispered. "Stop. You don't know what you'll wake." We didn't stop. We let go. The light didn't just shine, it erupted, a scream of energy that tore through the roof and into the heart of the void. She collapsed. "You've doomed us," she wept. "All of us." The weight of her words felt heavier than the mountain beneath our feet. Then, silence. The beam faded. The sky remained empty. A cold, hollow wind blew through the broken doors. Did we fail? Then, a flicker. A tiny, defiant spark in the dark. Pella saw it first. Then I saw it. Then we all saw it. The stars were coming home. They heard us. After 50 years of silence, they heard us. I never believed in miracles. Now I'm looking at a sky full of them. But the collector's warning wasn't a lie. The stars weren't coming back to save us. They were running. Running from something hungry. "It's been following them for eons," she said. "Consuming them." She didn't trap the stars to hide them. She trapped them to save them. We were the protection. We were the vault. And we just opened the door. We showed the hunger exactly where we are. The building groaned. The light from our hands began to flicker, as if the shadow was already reaching for the sparks inside us. We had to fix it. "We give them somewhere to hide," I shouted. "Not in the sky, not in the mountain, in us. We have to become the sanctuaries." We raised our hands, not to call, but to welcome. One by one, the stars broke free from the hunger and poured into us. A flood of cosmic fire. The power was unbearable. It felt like my skin was becoming the sky. I didn't fall. I couldn't fall. I had to hold it all. I had to be the sanctuary. The shadow recoiled. It couldn't touch us. It couldn't reach the light inside the sanctuary. We were safe, for now. But it's still waiting. The collector was right. Light attracts dangerous things. But she was wrong about one thing. We aren't just bearers anymore. Now, we have to fight. The dying ends today, but the war for the light has only just begun. To be continued. Last time, we became sanctuaries. The stars are inside us now, but the shadow is still out there, waiting, hungry for the light we carry. We were spent. The transformation had cost us everything but our breath. We sat in the silence, waiting for the end to find us. Then she came, not with a weapon, but with a plea. "I'm not here to fight," she said. "I'm here to help you survive." Kira didn't believe her. "Why should we trust you?" she asked. You've spent your life hunting us like animals. Why change now? The collector's voice broke. Because I've seen what that thing does, she whispered. I've lost everyone to it. My world. It's just a memory now. She saw it follow the stars to her home. She tried to hide them, just as she tried to hide us. But she failed. We were her last chance at redemption. How do we fight it? I asked. If the shadow is as big as the sky, what can 7 people do against the infinite dark? You don't fight it, she answered. You outlast it. The shadow feeds on light. If you can hide the stars long enough, it will move on. One of you needs to become a permanent sanctuary, she said. Absorb all the stars. Become a living star yourself. Hide the light in your soul. Riven gasped. That would kill them, he said. Nobody can hold that much fire. It would burn them until there's nothing left. The shadow was coming. We could feel its hunger vibrating through the mountain. The choice had to be made now, or the dark would choose for us. I'll do it, Kira said. I'm the oldest. I've carried this starlight longer than any of you. I'm ready to be the vault. No, it should be me. My star was the last to fall. It's the youngest, the strongest. I'm the one who can carry the fire without breaking. Silence took the room. They knew I was right. They knew what I was asking for. Not a death, but a transformation into something beyond human. I'm not going anywhere, Pella. I'll just be different. I'll be the one you can always find when the world feels too dark. I'll be your star. We joined hands for the last time. The transfer began. 6 streams of starlight flowing into my heart. 1,000,000 years of fire, concentrated into one girl. I rose. The mountain fell away. The air became fire. I wasn't Nova anymore. I was the sanctuary. I was the star. I was the answer. The shadow stopped. Its prey had vanished. The light it hungered for was gone, hidden inside a vault it could no longer reach. It was denied. The others stood in the dust. They were empty now, human again. They'd given their burden to me, and in return, I'd given them their lives back. I see everything now. All the stars that are hiding, all the worlds waiting for the dawn. I see the shadows, and I know how to keep them away. The shadow retreated. It slunk back into the corners of the universe, defeated by a single point of light that wouldn't go out. The hunger was over. The sky didn't fill with thousands of stars. Not yet. But it wasn't empty anymore. There was a glow, a signal that the night was ending. I'll always be with you. I'll watch over your village, your children, and your dreams. I'll be the star you wish on. Always. They grieved for the girl they'd lost, but they hoped for the world I'd given them. For the first time in 50 years, they weren't afraid of the dark. The dying is over. The starless sky is gone. Because even in the infinite void, one star is enough to find your way home. Last time, Nova became a star. She saved us all. She turned the infinite night into a sanctuary. Now, we have to learn to live without her. We sat in the silence of the dawn that wasn't a dawn. Pella asked if she was okay. Kira said Nova could feel everything now. The weight of the world and the warmth of our hope. The collector watched her with a look I'd never seen. Peace. She's beautiful, she whispered. The brightest I've ever seen. A collector who finally found something she couldn't hoard. Dorn asked the question we all feared. Will it come back? The collector didn't lie. She said the shadow had only been delayed. It had never been truly defeated before. But Riven wasn't afraid anymore. If it comes back, we'll be ready, he said. We'll build something. A place where the light can always find refuge. A sanctuary for the spark. And so, we built. Months turned into a year. A settlement grew in the shadow of the mountain. People started coming from the deep dark. People who wanted to believe again. The collector became our teacher. She showed us how to watch the void, how to listen for the hunger, and how to keep our own lights burning steady and true. Pella grew with the village. She planted gardens that didn't need a sun. They bloomed with the light Nova gave us, a harvest of starlight in the black dirt. I became the voice of the sanctuary. I guided them with the wisdom Nova left behind. We weren't just survivors anymore. We were a community. We were a family. Dorn and Riven trained the defenders. Wisp stayed at the edges, a shadow watching for shadows. We were the sentinels of the sanctuary, ever vigilant. Every night, Senna told the story of the dying, the gathering, and the girl who caught a star and became one. She made sure nobody would ever forget. Then one night, it happened. A child pointed and screamed with laughter. "Look! The star is blinking!" We all looked up, our hearts skipping a collective beat. Once, twice, 3 times. Nova was pulsing. She was saying hello. Kira wept as she realized the connection wasn't just memory, it was real. She was still with us. The sanctuary became a beacon in the forever night, a promise that the darkness wouldn't win. We slept better knowing she was watching over us from the void. I stood on the ridge where it all began. "I miss you," I whispered into the wind. I never thought I'd spend my life talking to a point of light. The collector joined me. "She meant it," she said. "I'm here. I'll always be here." Stars don't lie, Kira. They are the only truth left in this universe. Then I saw it. Not just 1 star, 2, 5, a dozen. Tiny, defiant sparks were breaking through the void, gathering around Nova like children around a fire. They were following her. She wasn't just a sanctuary, she was a guide. She was leading the fallen stars back to their places in the sky. She was leading them home. The village woke up to a new world, a world with a sky that remembered how to shine. The children pointed and jumped, finally understanding what the old stories meant. The dying is over, the starless sky is gone. Thank you, Nova, for everything, for the light, for the hope, for being our star, always. "You're welcome," her voice echoed in my mind. "I'll watch over you, always." The end.